The Arc Raiders' second expedition requirements have been posted officially by Arc Raiders. And the good news is we don't need quite as much money as we did last time, but we still will need money. So some details about how much we need and also the best routes to make money, I'll share in this video. Good news is as well, if you did the first expedition, but you weren't able to get all 5 skill points, they're adding a catch-up mechanic where you can get any missed skill points. This only applies for those that already did the expedition. If you missed the first one, then you'll still be embarking on your first expedition over this time. So let's go through this. Raiders can sign up from February 25th. That's when the expedition window opens. So you're going to need to be on the game at some point between February 25th to March 1st to click the button. And if you haven't got the money requirements, then now is the time to prepare. So, yeah, 1 week, February 25th to March 1st. This is your opportunity to start your journey again with a new raider and extra buffs and bonuses. Before the expedition, we want to give you all the information you need so you can prepare ahead of time. Starting off, we want to get one announcement out of the way right off the bat. We've heard your feedback about the required stash value for maximum rewards being too high and have decided to lower the requirement to 3 million coins. It was 5 billion before, so you now need 600,000 per skill point, and that's like almost half. It was 1 million per skill point before, and the reward will still be 5 skill points for reaching the 3 million stash value. Good news is, if you're not doing the expedition, I think a lot of players are going to start taking in their best gear. I think a lot of players have already over prepared. A lot of players are already sitting on 5 million plus because they expected the requirement to be 5 mil again. And if that's you, then you've now got a bunch of money to play with, to have fun with your best loadouts. Go and use all those blueprints that you've been hoarding. Go build your Bobcats, your Tempest if you're lucky to find them, and go have fun. You literally only need 300 million in value, and this includes both your coin value and your actual stash value. From February 25th, there'll be a page that opens up that will show you your combined value, so you can get an idea of how much you have and how much you're free to go and spend wherever you want to. There's also, like we said, the catch-up mechanic. For raiders who could not amass enough coins during the first expedition, we're introducing a skill point catch-up system, allowing raiders to reclaim the ones they missed. The catch-up skill points will be heavily discounted, making the total coins needed to reach max skill points less for expedition. Amass the entire stash value and enjoy your skill points before everyone else. Fail to do so, and the catch-up system will allow you to close the gap over time. So this is kind of like, let's say you don't have the time to get all the skill points. Maybe you didn't last time, maybe you didn't this time. Then the next expedition, you can make up for any missed skill points, right? For example, in this case, you'll need to gather 300,000 stash value per skill point missing from the first expedition. So let's create a scenario, right? You want to get all 5 skill points this time. You're going to need the 3 million to get all 5. But let's say you also missed 2 skill points from the last expedition. Then another 600k will get you those 2 skill points. It's a 50% discounted value for the missed skill points from the first expedition. So if you're missing out, you'll be able to regain those skill points, which is pretty cool. They did add this though. Bear in mind that the rewards and requirements may change for future expeditions, and bonus skill points won't be available indefinitely for those that continue to depart. So, they could change things. Who knows when? Maybe next expedition, maybe in the future. It seems like their plans for what the expedition is not really set in stone. They're not really sure what they're doing with it. So keep an eye out for any changes and probably take this chance to get those extra skill points if you're missing any. Let's have a look at the rewards. Players who are doing the expedition for the first time will get the rewards from the first expedition. More about that below. For those who continue to depart, more stash space and skill points will be awarded. So these are stackable rewards. Permanent bonuses that have been earned on previous expeditions will be retained by raiders, even if they choose to not depart again. So, for example, you did Expedition 1, you got your bonus skill points, but you don't want to do Expedition 2, you'll still keep those bonus skill points in the future if you decide to go on another expedition. The Patchwork outfit will get 4 additional toggles and 2 new color options for those joining their second expedition, as well as a new Scrappy outfit. Buffs will stack for those who continue to depart on consecutive expeditions, but will reset for those who decide not to depart again. This part might get a little bit confused. So there's 2 different things. There's permanent rewards. These are the skill points and the stash space increases. And then there's temporary buffs. These will continue to stack as you do consecutive expeditions, but these temporary buffs will go away if you miss an expedition. And they're sort of shown in clear detail on this screen here. The trophy display project, along with your cosmetics, any raider deck progress, unlocked map regions, leaderboard position, and trials, codex entries, and raider tokens will not be affected. So if you're doing a trophy display project and you plan to do the expedition, you should probably hold off, because doing the trophy display after the expedition means you can get that Vita shot, whatever you want to call it, snap hook, bobcat blueprints, like gun punch blueprints, as soon as you finish the expedition. It's worth waiting to claim the trophy display project rewards until after the expedition. So the patchwork outfit is getting evolved. I don't think we can see the evolved version here. But yeah, we all felt like the patchwork skin didn't quite meet what it looked like when we first started the tutorial mission, right? That skin at the beginning was really cool. The patchwork looks like a little bit of a derpy version. So I'm excited to see what will happen with this upgraded version. Pretty cool. So that's just a permanent reward. Scrappy cosmetics, that's permanent. The expedition indicator icon will appear above our heads on the lobby, and also when we kill people in the kill feed, or the match summary screen rather. And then these are the permanent bonuses. If you're going to Expedition 2, you'll get an additional 12 stash places. So instead of 292 being the max now, it would be 304, which is pretty nice. And then also a total of 85 skill points will now be possible. Is it 85 though, or is it 86? Because don't you technically start with one skill? I think it's 86. I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong about that. Maybe I am. But right now, we have 81 skill points, right? No. Oh. Yeah, we have 81. And we're going to get 86 in total, I think. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. If someone knows otherwise, let me know in the comments. But I'm pretty sure you get 86, because you get one skill point just by being level 1. And then we get the consecutive buffs. So this time we're getting a 10% XP boost instead of 5, a 12% scrappy materials boost. We might actually start to feel it now, and a 70% repair value increase. Once again, that's nice. It allows us to basically keep our weapons maintained. Hopefully, eventually, after a few expeditions, epic weapons will make more sense to use. Okay, so we can see here a graphic for all of the details. If I open it in another tab here, you can probably get a closer look at it. So here we go, right? We've got the second expedition and first expedition. We've already read through all of this. It's just like a cleaner look at everything that we're getting in this expedition. Right, let's talk about ways to make money in Arc Raiders then. Now, before I go over the best money-making methods, honestly, just choosing any map and just looting absolutely anything will net you value. Just go in, fill your backpack, and go out, and you will make money. It's really that simple. But there are some ways that are just far more efficient, and I've tested pretty much everything. We've got 4 methods to talk about today. One is Bird City, one is Locked Gate. There's an underrated money-making method on this, Stella Montis loot runs, and then Hidden Bunker. For Bird City, all you need to do is join Bird City and then run along the rooftops and search all of the chimneys. There are dozens of chimneys around Buried City, mostly on the south side of the map, and this can net you between 100 and 200k per run profit, although it's pretty highly contested. And I do feel like since they made Bird City available more often, by the way, if you didn't know, Bird City only happened 3 times per day, but now it's happening a lot more often. Since then, I feel like the chance to get the high-value rubber ducks and trinkets seems lower, but overall, still a decent way to make money. The good thing is, with more players spread across the rooftops, the rest of Buried City can be looted fairly easily. There's less contested loot spots in places like Arbusto Tower, Plaza Rosa, and Grandioso Apartment. So if you're struggling to get loot in the chimneys, then you could probably find more loot down below than you would on a traditional Buried City, because everyone else is busy on the rooftops. The next method is Locked Gate. Now, this one comes down to a bit of luck. You want to be able to spawn in the village area and loot all the residential containers in the village area. The reason for that being, when you get a weapon drop in Locked Gate specifically, it's always going to be, or 90% of the time, an epic or blue tier weapon. Now, usually on any other map, when you get a weapon that spawns in a container, it's going to be like a kettle or a hairpin. However, in Locked Gate, it's almost always an epic tier weapon or a blue tier weapon, and epic tier weapons sell for quite a bit, so this can be a nice way to make a bit of money. It's completely reliant on luck, though. There's about a 10% chance that you're going to get a weapon every time you open a container, from my experience, and you got to get lucky to spawn in village, otherwise you're not going to have much luck. The next strategy is to go to Hidden Bunker and bring a bunch of Deadlines, Trailblazers, and Wolfpacks and just farm the Bastions and Bombardiers there. A quick note, though, that right now the trials that we have active include damaged ground-based arc enemies, and download information inside the Hidden Bunker. So a lot of players will be on Hidden Bunker to do trials right now. It's going to be a pretty highly contested area, but if you can get yourself some Bastion and Bombardier kills, you can easily make like 300k an hour. Now, the number one best way to make money, and I've tested it, it still is this way, is you literally join Stella Montis with nothing but a Raider hatch key in your safe pocket. You literally run a loadout like this, and then what you do is you run to the medical research area and assembly workshops area and loot all of the containers here, any containers you can here, and then run and escape through that assembly hatch. Even if you're late to a raid, you can still come through here and usually pick up quite a lot of value. Now, if you just follow this route, you're going to make about 400k per hour on average. You don't need to bring anything but a Raider hatch key. If you die, you don't lose any value. This is the fastest way to make money. It still is. It's not really necessary, considering we only need 3 million now, but if you really need to make money fast, this is the best way in the game. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you all in the comments. Cheerio.